Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. Friday Night Flies. We're back in the studio. Myself, Brad Knowles. We've got Sheridan, my brother, Sheridan Knowles. He's down on the computer here running, make sure all these screens are simultaneously working together, functioning perfectly, and he's eating his lunch. So it's that time of day, ladies and gentlemen. Anyhow, we just finished off tying a beautiful little pattern. This is not what we're tying right now, but what I want to do right now is give you guys some great Christmas ideas, being that tomorrow is December 1st, right? Today's the last day of November 2019. And we've got these great little packages on the back rack. I'm going to just show you. So this one here is the Mickey Finn. This is one I'm going to tie tonight. Anybody that's on the fence and wants to try tying flies, or if you've got a child or a friend or whoever that wants to save a little bit of money on their flies when they're fly fishing, this is a great way to save some money. So we've got the Mickey Finn, which is a world-renowned pattern. We got the Joe's Hopper. I don't know, can you see that okay? We're doing this good. Joe's Hopper. We got the Elk Hair Caddis. We got the Stonefly Nymph, which is one of my favorites. We got the Doc Spratly, which is probably one of the most famous locator patterns. No matter where you are, when you are, who you are, you've used the Doc Spratly. If you're a fly fisher, woman or man, fly fisher person. I don't know how to do this stuff nowadays, man. There's so many this gender, this, that, whatever. But we're going to say fly fisher persons. So, what these include is everything you need to tie the pattern that's on the front, and it will do 12 patterns. Plus, it actually comes with one that's already tied in the bottom here. I don't know if you see that or not.
Just doesn't have a vise.
No vise, but I mean, vices are pretty easy to get. I mean, I've seen guys holding fly hooks with frickin' what do they call those?
Vice grips?
Vice grips. Vice grips and a piece of wood. I mean, you can get creative, but I mean, it's always easy. You can get it. We got vices here for like 20 bucks. Pretty simple stuff. But these patterns, if you do the math, let's think about this for a second. $9.99 plus your applicable taxes here in British Columbia gets you 12 flies. That's less than $1 a fly. If you buy them at the shop, you're looking around $2.50 a pop. You're saving a ton of money, plus you're learning something today. So the one that I went with today is the Mickey Finn. So I'm just going to go over some stuff here quick with you guys. Go down to camera 6 and camera 6. You got her? Click on 6. So camera 6 is the literature that's inside this thing that tells you everything you need to know how to use these fine materials that are in this box so you can tie it. So I'm going to try and read this. It's pretty fine print, but these young eyes of mine can still read it from a distance without glasses, which is a key when you're tying flies, because if you do need glasses, tying flies ain't so much fun anymore, from what I've been told. Either that or you just get yourself a little magnifying glass. So I'm going to dip in here. You guys can read along here with me or whichever, but go back to camera 4 here. And so it goes through, and you know what I've got? Actually, I'm going to put this one in the vise because this is what we're tying. And I've totally blanked it that this is what they actually come with one tied, so you got something to compare it to. How does that look? Can you see it there in the camera?
Yeah.
So this fly here is called the Mickey Finn. It's a minnow pattern, and Lord knows I love using minnow patterns because of the ferocious bites that you get. And this is a fantastic cutthroat trout pattern. Cutthroat trout are going to be in our streams here very shortly, probably within another couple months. I'm going to start saying you're going to start seeing them around February. February, March, April, May, June, she starts to go the other way, and at that point we're not even thinking about cutthroat fishing anymore. we'll be on to something next, something new, something other that's real special. But so this is a Mickey fin, and I'm going to try my best to duplicate this. See, the one thing I noticed is that those guys here, when they put that on there, it looks like they put a steel rib, and I don't see no steel rib in this. So that was a bit of a cheater. But hey, bonus, you get one with a steel rib. But either way, we're gonna make this thing look pretty. So let's go down to camera 4. Are we on camera 4 already? So you can see there's the Mickey fin. Beautiful little middle pattern. And we're gonna use everything that comes in this little bag. I'm looking forward to this. I've never tied a Mickey fin before. There's a first for everything. So let's get started. So it comes with a little pack of hooks. What's this pack of hooks? So we got a streamer, size 6 hook. I'm gonna take one of them out of this little nifty bag of goodnesses. And I'm assuming that there's 12 in there, being that they've given you portioned. I'm gonna put this in my vise, lock it in there, and then we're gonna go to the thread and pop that guy off. Fire this in my bobbin. So you're gonna need a bobbin too, which is no big deal. If you're gonna get into fly fishing, you're gonna need one, or fly tying, you're gonna need a bobbin. So we're getting that thread out. It's actually pretty good thread too. It's uni thread 6/0. So it's not real super thin stuff either, which is nice. So when you're first learning, don't go getting yourself super duper thin thread, because what you'll find is that you'll be breaking it pretty regularly. So we got some 6/0 thread, black uni. So we're like I said, we're tying it right out of the box here. So you might want to fast forward a little bit of this stuff. Okay, so we got the black thread. Now what does it say? It says, begin by winding the tying thread onto the hook shank behind the hook eye, about 1 eye width from the thread base, covering the hook shank with tying thread back to the bend. Return the thread to the eye hook of the eye. So back all the way, and we're covering as we go. Trying my best to cover it all. Yeah, I got a feeling that we're going to be covering this with some fine tinsel here real soon. So we're tying a Mickey fin from a Crystal River box, which is pretty cool, man. If it turns out, man, I just might want to take a few of these home and share with my kids. Okay, so we're going to cut that off, and then it says here to work your way back up to the eye of the hook. So you see I've missed a couple spots, so as I'm going back up, I'm filling those shiny spots. You know, the last thing you want to do is do a jumbled job on a tie when you're trying to be instructional. But just so my viewers know, I've never tied a Mickey fin before, and I'm not one for following instructions very well. And I'm about a grade 3 reading level, so we're gonna just bear with me here. So step 2, this instructions I'm going to put on our website as well at FridayNightFlies.com. Once this is gone live on YouTube, it'll be on our website too, so you can refer to the picture so you can read along as well. So step 2, tie in a 4-inch length of Mylar tinsel for body that the gold side of the Mylar tinsel is facing outward. So we go over, here's the tinsel, take this little baggie off. You want to tie it in so that the gold is facing out, they said. So, oh, it's a big chunk. So they said about 4 inches. So, 4 inches. Well, I always told my wife that that's about 4 inches, so that's what we're going with. There's 4 inches. They wanted gold side out. Gold side out. Coming right up. Okay. Tied in. Okay. So, what does it say from there? It says, back to the eye, trim the excess mylar tinsel, turning forward and tie it. Tie in the area, take the mylar tinsel, wrap it back down the hook shank in close touching turns so that the silver side of the mylar tinsel faces outward. Continue winding mylar tinsel down the hook shank to the bend of the hook. Once the mylar tinsel is at the end of the bend of the hook, reverse direction and wind the mylar tinsel back up to the initial tie-in point. Tie off the mylar tinsel and trim the axis. So, what I'm going to do, being that I use a rotary vise, is I'm going to throw a quick whip finish in here at the head, and I'm going to use the rotary functions of this vise. If you don't have a rotary vise, that's not a big deal. Instead of spinning the vise, you're going to be spinning your hand around the shank of the hook, like the rest of the people that don't have rotary vises. So, what we got here, they want the silver up and touching. So we're going all the way down to the bend of the hook is what they want us to do. Touching, touching. Man, this is amazing. Who knew tying a Mickey fin was this easy? I didn't. You want them kind of overlapping, but okay. So, and back. I don't know if 4 inches is going to be enough, but we're going to go back before I run out of thread. Okay, so we're almost there. So 4 inches is about as short as I would go. Four inches is definitely as short as I would ever go. Okay, so we got that in there. Thank God. We just made her back. You can see how much was left. Woo! I would cut yourself a 6-inch chunk if you got a little spare. And as you can see, I left a little bit of a black butt, which is okay. We're giving it a little Friday Night Flies twist here. So, there you go. Silver body. Step 4. Prepare a clump of yellow fur. Bucktail. So there's yellow and there's also red. So we'll get the yellow and the red out so that we're not doing this the whole show. Keep in mind I've never tied a bucktail before or a Mickey fin. But this is a pretty simple pattern. Alright, so a little chunk of red. And here's the little chunk of yellow. Oh, there's 2 chunks of yellow in there. Okay, so what does it say? Prepare a clump of yellow bucktail by trimming a sparse amount the diameter of a wooden matchstick. Okay, diameter of a wooden matchstick. You all know what that looks like. About something like that. Okay, wooden matchstick. Wooden matchstick. Even the tips of the yellow bucktail by hand as best as possible. Bind in the yellow bucktail directly in front of the mylar tinsel body. Make sure the yellow bucktail is secure, but don't use too many thread wraps. Avoid building up bulk. Okay, that's important. That's a very important step. Don't make it too bulky, is what they're saying. Okay, matchstick, rough and dirty. Our length is about there. Tie it in just behind, right about there, up on top. A couple loose ones. Make sure everything's on top, which it's not. You want to make sure these guys are on top. There it is, on top. So we got a couple loose ones on there. Okay, so now we got one straggler over here. It's gonna get her. All right, straggler. Now we're gonna do the red. I think that's what they're looking for. Same thing, same as step 4, but now we're doing red. So matchstick width. Pretty straightforward stuff, if you ask me. There it is. You want to match it up lengthwise, about the same, right about there. Lay that stuff up on top. A couple loose ones. Make sure they're right on top. Oh, this is starting to look pretty Mickey finish to me. Okay, and then they're saying do the same thing with step 6. A little chunky yellow right up on top again. And it says step 4, sparsely clump, same thing, binds, parse, and then what we do, another matchstick. Man, who knew time flies was this easy? So you want to get rid of those 2 real long scragglers. You want to lay this up on top, make sure everything matches up. Rough and dirty around there somewhere. Layer all up on top. It's like a black and red sandwich. So, and there you go. That's starting to look like a Mickey fan if you ask me. So now what you want to do, make sure everything's up on top. Wow, does that look good or what? Man, I'm pretty impressed, being that's the very first Mickey fin that I've ever tied. It might have gone a little bit long on the body, but I like to fish for really big fish. And I imagine bigger fish like to eat bigger Mickey fin patterns. So I'm only going for the big ones here. So once we get that guy on top, it says trim away excess yellow bucktail intruding out and over the hook guy, and drop head cement the thread wraps so it has secure. Build a neat tapered head. Use either a 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Nice neat head. If there's anything that's protruding, like this little piece right there, we're going to cut that off. We're going to build a nice little head. Make sure everything's up and off. Beautiful head time. Because beautiful heads is how you make beautiful flies. And not to make them too big. Wow, that sure came together nice. I am thoroughly impressed with how easy this pattern is to tie. I'm going to throw a quick bit finish in this. And then, of course, being that we're on Friday Night Flies, it wouldn't be a Friday Night Flies show if I didn't give it a dab of the goods. Solar is bone dry. And then you guys will see how much better that fly. How's that thing looking? I'm bumping this thing all over the place. Is it still in focus and we're still in the camera good there? Good job, cameraman. Staying on top of things as usual. And we got the bone dry. I'll show you the difference it makes to a head of a fly. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with just using head cement. But if you really want to make your flies pop, there are some new stuff out there called Solarez Bona Dry, which is available at Spud Valley Sporting Goods at 1380 Birch Street, downtown Pemberton. Is also the place that you can buy these little Mickey fin combos for Christmas. They make great stocking stuffer ideas for kids, friends, family that want to get involved, but want to save some money tying some flies. This is the way you do it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is my very first shot at a Mickey fin. I mean, hey, if I tied a few more, they'd only start looking better. And from what they did, where did theirs go? It was here somewhere. Oh, there it is. See how short they made theirs? Theirs is real short. Mine's a little bit longer. I'd say it's a lot longer. But with a fly hook that big, you can get a little creative. If you want to get a little bit more flash, if you want to make them shorter, make them shorter. And all you do in that case is trim them back a little bit so that the tips are sitting back here instead of back there. This will have a little bit more flow. This one will be a shorter, probably a faster stripping motion. This one you'll be able to swing. You'll be able to swing them both. They'll both work like a hot damn. Either way, if you like them long, tie them long. If you like them short, tie them short. Anyhow, we'll go back up to camera 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all the information to tie this is going to be on our website. We'd like to thank the fine folks at Crystal River for putting these perfect little kits together. And once again, they're available in Mickey fin. We got them in Joe's hoppers, a stonefly nymph, elk hair caddis, one of my all-time favorites, the Doc Spratley, and they're all available at Spud Valley Sporting Goods, Ltd, 1380 Birch Street, downtown Pemberton, for $9.99 while quantities last. So don't wait. Anytime getting down here, come on down, say hi. And if you need a hand getting your hands on a vise or some thread or a bobbin or whichever, we'll make sure we take good care of you folks. Anyhow, my name's Brad Knowles. We're signing out. Make sure you check us out on social medias. Click that like button, share with your friends. Come on down here and spread that Christmas cheer. Signing out.